LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica. This is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LA with incredible great news about where your money is. And a fourth stimulus check has landed in every U.S. state. You need to get it because guess what? This economy is going really south very quickly. In today's recording, we're going to go over where this economy is, where it's heading, and why you need to get that fourth stimulus check that is in every U.S. state. I'm going to show you how to do it. We got a lot of breaking news today, and the breaking news is that fourth stimulus check is in every U.S. state, and you need it before the downward spiral of this economy is pronounced by September. Then in January, recession's coming. In today's recording from the shores of Santa Monica, California, live on air, we're going to do three things. We're first going to go over where this economy is right now, where it's heading, and then why you got to get the money right today. A lot of issues and a lot of money for you to get. But what do you need to remember? That the President of the United States addressed the situation yesterday, all of his latest comments and analysis in today's recording. That Jay Powell addressed his economy as well yesterday. I'll have his comments and my analysis as well in today's recording. Then we'll be turning to the big money at issue, because that money you need. You need to financially survive the downward spiral of this economy between now and September. And we have new analysis today about why it's important to understand that the government's response to this economy may be different than people not watching this channel are thinking. What do I mean? I'll explain in today's recording. We'll go over the price of gasoline and why it's likely to continue in recession, why the price of gasoline is likely not going down, and why the price of gasoline is why you got to get that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. Step 1, subscribe to this channel. Step 2, become a member. And step 3, stay with me over this big broadcast for June 18th, 2022. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, good morning. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing, and the fourth stimulus check is in every U.S. state. You need to get it and stay with me over this big broadcast. We'll have the latest details from what Wall Street, White House, Labor, corporate America, Federal Reserve, and Americans are saying about this economy. It's a big day with a lot of money and a lot of money at issue. Let's get it. Let's get it starting this morning, and it's live on air, and it starts right now on Mornings. And good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It is gorgeous here. It is June 18, 2022 from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Hope you're having a beautiful day. We're live on air, and we got a lot to go over. Breaking news in today's recording. The President of the United States addressing the American people, the recession, the economy, inflation. I'll have his comments in just a second. Plus, Jay Powell addressing what he did last week and what he's going to do thereafter. Is he getting to get it right, or is he going to get it very wrong? Plus, I'll go over the analysis of why Americans may not have the right mindset going into this economy. Oh boy, it's breaking news today, live on air. And remember, go under this video right now and subscribe, become a member, and stay with me, because in the second half of this video, we can get big checks. If you're new to Finding LA, welcome. This is the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America. Big changes coming in the next 90 days as we try to push to number 2. We do 3 things in every video. We go over where this economy is, where the economy is going, and then we get you checks in the second half of this video. We're going to start today with those comments from the President and the Federal Reserve, and they are breaking news comments, and they are interesting. The President of the United States, speaking in the Oval Office in less than 24 hours ago, was asked about the recession. Mr. President, do you believe the recession is inevitable, was the question. The President responded accordingly. First of all, it's not inevitable. Stop. Let's do the analysis right there. The President says a recession is not inevitable. Is he correct or is he incorrect? Here's the analysis. If you do not get the price of gasoline down, a recession is inevitable. Why is gasoline high? Gasoline is high because we're missing 3.5 million barrels of gasoline per day for us and the Western Allies because of the embargo of Russian oil. If you do not get 3.5 million barrels of gasoline missing since March back into world economies, a recession is inevitable. So the comment is actually not correct. Let's go to the second comment. Second, we're in a stronger position than any other nation in the world to overcome this inflation. True or false? Well, sort of true, because we're one of the richest countries of the globe, so we can afford to buy our portion of the 3.5 million barrels of gasoline missing per day right away. Number two, we have a great, sophisticated group of smart people who negotiate really well, like Janet Yellen. They can get the 3.5 million barrels of gasoline replaced. But other than that, are we positioned in a better way to battle inflation? Well, yes and no. Let's look at the analysis. The global countries that we are symbiotic relationship with, like Great Britain, are seeing worse inflation than us and will continue to see worse inflation than us. In England, they're predicting a 10% inflation rate by December. Ouch. Italy's already having run control inflation. So in some regards, we're not going to see the horrific inflation of other countries, but we're also going to have inflation. We'll have more about that later in this recording. The president's comments continued, and what did Joe Biden also say? He said, it's not my fault. Why is it the case that every other major industrial country in the world, that inflation is higher? You ask yourself that. I'm not being a wise guy. Ouch, a little testy there. Not being a wise guy? Yeah, he sort of is being a wise guy. Sorry, Joe. You are sort of being a wise guy. Why? The reason why the United States and all the other major industrial countries in the world all have inflation is the same reason. You know the answer. Jump on the live chat. Missing 3.5 million barrels of gasoline per day. When all the major U.S. countries did what the United States did back in March and removed 3.5 million barrels of gasoline from the equation, they all made the same mistake. They did not get gasoline lined up to replace it. And yeah, you are being a wise guy, because the takeaway is you all have the same problem and you all did not do the same solution, which is gets the gasoline replaced. Then the president said, be confident, because I'm confident we're better in position than any other country in the world to own the second quarter of the 21st century. That's not hyperbole. That's a fact. Well, yeah. After we go into recession, then we come out, then that's a fact. Yes, absolutely. Jay Powell spoke yesterday. Where was Jay Powell speaking? He's the head of the Federal Reserve. Where was Jay Powell speaking yesterday? Was he appearing in Las Vegas, headlining his new stand-up comedy routine? You would think he is, because Jay Powell had new comments yesterday. He says, my colleagues, which are the federal governors with him, and I are actually really focused on returning inflation back to our 2% objective by the end of the year. Yeah, he's really focused on getting inflation back to 2%. Is it going to happen? No, of course it's not going to happen. I said it earlier this year, and I've been now validated by the Department of Labor and the CBO, Congressional Budget Office, and both say it's not going to get down to 2%. It's going to get down to 4%, as I said. And Wall Street's saying the same thing. But Jay Powell keeps on doubling down with his nonsense. 2% inflation later this year. He really believes that's his objective. It's your objective. It's my objective that the Lakers win the World Series this week. They're not even in the playoffs. They did not even win. It was my objective, but it didn't happen. Is your objective to get Phaedra back on Real Housewives of Atlanta? That may be your objective, but it's not happening either. So, Jay Powell with his nonsense. What's different today, and really so surprising, was back in February. I said Jay Powell does not have the tools to get inflation down, because inflation is being caused by gasoline. And you and I understood this. But I said, when is the rest of the American people going to understand this? When is the rest of the American people going to understand what's going on with this economy, why it's gotten so bad so quickly, and understand who Jay Powell is and what's going on? I'm really shocked that now by June 18th, the American electorate, which is a very sophisticated electorate, people are very smart in America, now understand there's something wrong with this economy. It's been caused by this guy named Jay Powell, who I never really followed that much. He works at the Federal Reserve, and he's doing something with interest rates, and it doesn't make sense, and he said it's a recession. Yeah, Jay Powell's worst nightmare is happening. What I said, which was America's going to wake up and not like him and understand what he's doing is not working, is going to eventually happen later this year. It's happened much faster. Today, the reality check is Americans no longer believe Jay Powell. Wall Street no longer believes Jay Powell. And Jay Powell's pivot is not going to work. Where is this economy now? We just went over it. Where is the economy going? Let me go over the second part of what goes on in these videos. There is 3 phases of what's going to happen with this economy. Phase one, you're currently underway with. It's the downward spiral of this economy very quickly between now and September, which is just 90 days away. It's a very, very abrupt change. So you may have thought February was a pretty good month. Maybe March is a good month financially for you. September's going to be very bad. How bad? It's going to look like day one of the lockdown. Now, the great news is because you're watching this channel, because you're watching Mornings LA, because you're a Purple Power member community member, is that you have a pre-warning. You have a pre-warning. You have a 90-day advance notice that there's a very bad thing coming in September. And it's going to look like the lockdown. Remember the lockdown of March 2020? You had no pre-warning. You literally had no pre-warning. You're about to lose your home, your car, you're about to lose your hair. Well, hopefully not your hair, unless you're Nancy. Uh, you're about to lose a lot, and you had no pre-warning. This time you have a pre-warning, and that's why you gotta get the forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. In the second half of this video, we're going to go over those forced stimulus checks in every U.S. state. You gotta get them, because I'm giving you the pre-warning, and 90 days from now, phase two of this economy is going to start, and phase two is going to resemble the lockdown of March 2020. It's going to be that severe. What will happen between now and phase two, and what is phase three? First, let me tell you what phase three is. Phase three is the recession. If there's one thing I've been really good on, and that's why LALATE is really succeeding, is predicting this economy. And I was the only U.S. broadcaster in spring, maybe almost January, it was definitely February of this year, saying, we're going to recession next year. At the time, people thought I was crazy. How dare you say that R word? Now it's the front page news story everywhere. It's, of course, what was asked by the President of the United States. That recession is going to start in January of next year. So what's going to happen between now and the next 90 days, this ending of phase one going into phase two? First, unemployment is going to surge out of control. And what my advice to you is the following, is that if you have a job, please do the following. Immediately look for a replacement job as a backup look whether there is a replacement job as a backup if you're laid off. So if you were laid off tomorrow, is there another employer down the road that could hire you? If there is, watch that employer very carefully over the next few weeks. Make sure they're still financially liquid, that they're still operating, that they still look like it's a viable business. And do not do something ridiculous like this is 2021. Do not get in your mindset that you're going to do a hiring bonus claim, you're going to ask for a salary raise. Don't do that. No one can get that anymore. So get ready to get a replacement job if you get laid off. Next, I want you to not only get these forced stimulus checks in every U.S. state, but I also want you to understand where the labor market is as a whole. And this is even for people who are not employed, that are just retirees watching this channel. You need to know this. We discussed this a month ago. When Walmart reported corporate earnings and said there's too many employees on the store floor, that was a warning signal that basically sounds like they're about to lay people off. I asked you in the live chat at the time. We'll do it right now. Do it right now. Jump in the live chat. Less or more. Less or more, the two possible answers. Less or more employees in the store working in the big box retailer. Do you see less or more? Viewers have been saying generally less or none. And that was at the time. You are the eyes and ears. You're seeing things before I can report the financial data. And what happened thereafter? Memorial Day weekend, Tesla announcing 10% of his workforce laid off and a hiring freeze. This week, Coinbase announcing 18% of its employees laid off and a hiring freeze because of recession. And this is what's going to happen. Now, let me tell you the difference between you and people who don't watch this channel. I do believe that people who do not watch this channel, who have a job, may believe that if they are laid off, there is stimulus for unemployment lined up for them. It is not around anymore. FPUC, that weekly benefit that goes on top of your existing benefits, $600 a week, gone. PUA for independent contractors laid off, gone. PEUC, extra weeks of unemployment if you're laid off, gone. What if you're a small business owner? EIDL grant, gone. EIDL loan, gone. None of this stuff is around, and I believe they think that if they're laid off, that money's around. How bad is the labor situation? Again, I do things predicting them very well. 2 weeks ago, I said that I'm predicting this week that the number of new jobless claims will come in at 230,000. How accurate was I? The number came in at 229,000. It's a very bad number. The start of the pandemic, we went from 200,000 to 1 million. We should be at 188. 230 is a bad number. The week before that was like 210, 220. This is very bad news. You can't do this. If you're at home, this is what you need to do. You need to get rid of all flexible interest rate items. Credit card debt, pay it off. Car loan, switch it to a fixed interest base. Flexible mortgage, pay it all. Get it to fixed. Why? My prediction is Jay Powell's going to do the following interest rate spikes following 3 quarters this last week. He's going to do 3 quarters next month in July. They're off in August. Then half in September, half in October, and then a quarter thereafter. That is horrific, and that means all your debt instruments are going to go through the roof. Now, what is going to also happen in the next 90 days? The housing industry, the auto industry, travel and leisure, hospitality will all lose their shirts. And why? It's so important. It's what we talk about on this channel. You got to pivot when the economy changes. You can't do the same thing you did at another time because this is not the same economy. What are they all for doing wrong? They're running their businesses like it's 2021. They look at the situation. They see that the costs are going up. And so what are they doing? They're greedy, really greedy. They want to have the same profits they had last year. So to have the same profits this year when their costs are going up, they are sticking you with a higher price of the item. So the item you would have bought about 3 months ago now is hideously higher. And guess what's happening? You're smart. You're not buying the item. They are greedy. They want to raise the price so that they can have the same profits. And you are looking at the product saying, I'm not buying it. So you're not buying the consumer goods that are too high. You're not buying the car. That's why the auto sales are down 17%. Elon Musk this last week announced that his car price is going up $7,000. He's going to lose his shirt. Why? Because no one's going to pay $7,000 for more for a car, and you can't physically do it. You can't financially do it. Why? Because the lending rates, the interest rates have gone up too much. You can't afford it. And then the homeowners are going to lose their shirt. They're really greedy. They're desperate for a profit on the house they were thinking they're going to flip. If you can't flip the house, then just get out of the house. What are they doing? They're raising the price too high. The house is not selling. And they're about to really tinker on foreclosure. And you're not buying the house because you can't afford it at a 5.5 mortgage rate. This is what's going to happen in the next 90 days. And this is the spiral downward. Now, I want to go over something brand new on Mornings LA, which I've never done before. This is an analysis you've never seen before. And I want you to understand this, that the situation at hand is very interesting and changing by the minute. I saw, I'm not only a broadcaster, I'm also an aunt. An aunt, not an uncle, an aunt. No, I have antennas. And I try to sense the things I see out there. I try to sense these things because this is why I'm good at predicting things. And one of the things I'm starting to sense out there, not you out there, and people who don't watch the channel, people who are not part of the Purple Heart community, is that I sense the American electorate believes if this economy gets really bad, the federal government is ready there to take care of them financially with money. I really sense that's their mindset. If I get laid off, the federal government will take care of me. If we go into a recession, the federal government is going to take care of me. No, and no. I really do think that there's some people that think the federal government is going to take care of them if the economy goes really south very quickly, and that south could be 90 days from now. No, the federal government will not. That is why you have to get that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. And this is the difference between you and people who don't watch this channel. Back in March, you did exactly what I taught you to do. You said, times are sort of good, Ally. You always taught me, get money when times are good. Don't wait till my back is against the wall. Get money when times are good and continue to get money regularly. Can you find me a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state? You said back in the month of March. And I looked high and low and I found it. And those are those fourth stimulus checks coming up in the second half of this recording. We're going to go over these incredible fourth stimulus checks for you because 90-day pre-warning. Phase 2 starts in September, and you're not going to wait 90 days to get these checks. You're not going to wait 9 weeks, 9 days, or 9 hours. You're going to get that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state today. Step 1, become a member. Step 2, get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday. And Step 3, stay with me for the second half as we get these huge checks in every U.S. state. Before we go into the second half and get these four stimulus checks, and in the second half, also we're going to go over those benefits going up if you're on SSI and SSDI. I want to go over gasoline. Gasoline is a very simple thing to follow. It is a high schooler could understand this analysis. And I need you to understand this, and you will, and because this is the most important understanding of why phase 3 will happen. Gasoline works the following. If you have less of it, the price goes up. If there's a shortage of gasoline, the price goes up. Everyone understands that. So how much gasoline are we missing? 3.5 million barrels of gasoline per day, because of the embargo of Russian oil and because of reduced production by OPEC Plus in general. Now, if you do not get the gasoline replaced and you're still missing 3.5 million barrels of gasoline per day, what happens then? Gasoline is part of a number called the Consumer Price Index number, the CPI, which was not released yesterday, but a week ago, last Friday. And it came in at 8.5%. Wall Street is expecting 8.3%. It is an inflation number. If gasoline prices go up, the CPI, which is dependent upon gasoline, goes up. And that's inflation. Pretty simple, right? Gasoline up, CPI goes up. Pretty easy. Well, Jay Powell, in announcing that raise of interest rates last week, said, I raised interest rates because the CPI went up. See the domino effect here? Gasoline goes up, CPI goes up, and then Jay Powell raises interest rates. What's the last step? As Jay Powell raises interest rates over and over again, he sends you into recession. So, if gasoline continues to go up, the CPI continues to go up, Jay Powell continues to raise interest rates, we go in recession. It's very, very simple analysis. And what I need you to understand is that that's how it works. I also need you to understand where it's going. At the time of today's recording for June 18, 2022, it looks exactly like October of 2021. At the time, I said the Western allies, not just Joseph Biden, Germany, France, Italy, all the Western countries, need to get gasoline lined up to replace Russian oil. They didn't. He invaded Ukraine. March, they had the option to get it. They did not. And today, they still have not gotten the replacement gasoline. I said they don't get the replacement by May, we're going to recession. This is June. If you don't get the replacement in June, you're going to recession. We're going to recession because we do not have the replacement gasoline lined up. And how long will this recession go on? As long as the gasoline is not replaced. And once you get it replaced, you're not coming right out of recession the next day. So you're going to recession in phase 3 starting in January 2023. How bad will that be? It will be the worst economic time you've seen of a generation. The worst. It's going to be much worse than a lockdown of 2020. People are going to lose their homes, lose their cars, lose their businesses, and more. Travel and leisure, with the airlines thinking they could raise the price of the airlines to give themselves the same greedy profit level because jet fuel is going up. We're going to be greedy and get the same profit level by raising the airfares. No one is booking the airfares. Airfares are going down 3%. Autos going down. Housing's going down. And hospitality. You go in that restaurant and you look at that menu item. What happened to the price of this item? You're not going to show up at that restaurant anymore. They're going under as well. And that's what a recession is going to look like in 2023. That's why you got to get this forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. We're going to go over these incredible checks in the second half of this video. We also have other good great news in the second half of this video. We have the raising up of your benefits. It is now confirmed. We'll go over the analysis and guess where that raising up of your benefits is. It's also in the membership newsletter. The revamped membership in the newsletter also now features the raising up of your benefits. And boy, is it great. We'll go over all those details. Become a member during the commercial break. Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, stay the second half as we go over all these incredible checks. And we'll be looking more about what's going on with this recession and what's going on with the gasoline. We're just getting started. But first, here's a little bit about the members community page. This is toasting. The butter is brewing and the coffee's toasting. No, the coffee's not toasting. Well, it's just toasting coffee. I'll see you back in 60 seconds as Mornings LALATE continues.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now on a big second half of Mornings LA. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Wow, it is gorgeous weather here along the coast for June 18th, 2022. How you doing? Did you become a member during the commercial break? You better. You better. The economy is going down very quickly, and you need this money. Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, get the incredible newsletter Monday through Friday. And Step 4, stay for the second half. You know, I care about you greatly, and you care about one another very well. Viewers of this channel, very smart, very on top of it, very caring, and very loving. And we all understood good times were with us in March. Gets checks then. Find me checks, and I found checks. There's different ways that checks can come out, and I found them. They came from executive order by Joseph Biden and also for the states. Viewer Cat says, LA, you do eligibility really well. I'm very focused on eligibility. I want as many viewers as possible to qualify for these checks, and you go get them. Single individual, 75,000 less, go get them. Married couple, 150,000 less, go get them. You rent, you own, go get them. Children without children, go get them. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits, go get them. Finally, I want big checks. I don't want measly $200 checks. That's not going to even fill up half of the car for the gasoline. I want you to have thousands of dollars of checks, tens of thousands of dollars of checks, so that you really have that financial independence between now and September and potentially further. I really care about you. I want as much money in your wallet. Lastly, watch later in this video because I'm going to go over Nisi and Mark and Lorraine and Johnny. These are people who listen really well about going and getting money over and over and over again. You're going to get money today, and then I want you to get money tomorrow, the day after that. And with that, let's get some checks. Let's go over these incredible checks. I give them a lettering system you're only going to hear on this channel. The first check is A. The next check after that is B. It follows in sequential order. Let's look at those first checks. Here we go. $6,500 to $12,000 four stimulus check in every U.S. state. Wow, it's huge. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. It is called the Homeowners Weatherizing Grant Check. How do you get this wonderful check? Become a member. Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, go down that membership newsletter till you find Check A. At Check A, there's a link. It's a description and a link. You click the link, you go into the nationwide website, you choose your state, you choose the Homeowners Weatherizing Grant, and you pounce. You get that incredible check in that membership newsletter right today, and there you go. But we're not done there yet. You're going to go get Check B. B is a wonderful check, $15,000 to $80,000. Whoa. Average view of this channel is getting $66,000 to $80,000. It is a four stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. And if you're on benefits, go get it. How do you do it? You know the routine. Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, go in the membership newsletter, go down to Check B, and when you find Check B, there it is. You click the link and you go right in and apply. Yesterday, one viewer in the live chat, two viewers in the live chats said fascinating things, and I want to go over them right now. When I put stuff in the newsletter, I'm very specific on how you do it. I give you a specific link. I give you specific words of how you do it, whether it's check A or B or C that we're going to go over in a second. And what one viewer in the live chat yesterday said was, for check A, I picked up the phone and called. No, you don't call for check A. You must apply online. For check B, another person said, oh no, also for check A, another person said, I went on a search engine, I looked for it, and the weatherizing grant is closed in our state. Well, maybe what you found somewhere else is closed, but in the state that that person mentioned, Check A is still open. If that person had gone into the membership newsletter, gone down to Check A, clicked the link, and gone right in and done exactly as I said, they would have seen it's still open. So don't do a version of what I tell you in this recording. Don't do a version of what the newsletter instructs you to do. Do exactly as the newsletter says. That's why people are winning who follow the advice to a T as recorded on this channel. You're not going to stop there yet. You're going to get a check C. It is wonderful. It is for my renters, $2,000 a month over 12 months. Wow. Huge checks. Upwards of $45,000. It's for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. Viewers have been getting check C since December 2020 on this channel. At that time, it was called Purple. Then it became Third Stimulus. You know the narrative now. It's called Check C. The success stories are just astronomically incredible. Viewers have understood how to really follow through that newsletter. If you go in the newsletter, you go to Check C, it tells you who to call, where to say, and what to do. Would you like $30,000 of rent? Go get Check C. Would you like $15,000 for utilities like Mark's brother-in-law? Go get Check C. SNAP, $25,000 a year over 10 years, $250,000 for Mark's brother-in-law. Then combos. Here we go. Here's Nisi. Here's Mark. Coming up in seconds, Lorraine. These are people who have listened really well, like Johnny and Margaret. They hear me say, get a check all the time. Keep on getting checks. Margaret got another check a few days ago. She sent me a beautiful message on Facebook. Thank you, Margaret. Keep on getting checks. Nisi keeps on getting checks every few days, $8,000. So Nisi has gone from $23,000 to $50,000. Mark has gone from $32,000 to $50,000 to $100,000 to $166,000 because he's listening to the recording. He got check B. Lorraine, she's in all the live chats. She's gone from 105 to about 130. So recap, you want to go under this video, become a member, click that link, and get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday. That fourth stimulus check is in every U.S. state. Go get it right now. Go get check A, B, and C. Also, D is detailed in the membership newsletter. 3 things to remember. You got to move very quickly. The great news is that you really are smart and on top of the ball. God bless you for saying back in March, go get me checks then. You are watching a channel because you want to be informed about where this economy is going. You want to be informed about what your value of your money is. And you're being given the pre-warning before the storm sets down in September. And September is going to be very severe. So you're not going to wait to get these checks. You're not going to wait to become a member. First one, hit that subscribe button. Second one, there's a little bell on this channel, alert button. Hit that bell and make sure it's set to all notifications. And finally, 3, become a member under the video. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino, VIP. What's important to understand is that in the next 90 days, you're going to see this economy spiral downward. And as it spirals downward, some people are really not, who are not viewers of the channel, are not going to be happy. As the economy spirals downward, they're going to expect the federal government to take care of them. The federal government is not going to take care of them. The federal government is not here to take care of people when the economy goes to hell in a hellbasket. Federal government is not going to do it. And they are going to have a stiff reality check because they may have sat back and done what the airlines, auto, and travel and leisure are doing. What are they doing? They're running their mind the times of when things were different. Auto, travel, and leisure are all running their businesses like they could stick you with a higher cost of good so that they can have the great profit levels they had last year. You can't have the profit levels of last year. And then there's some people who don't watch this channel think the federal government will be here to bail them out, just like the federal government bailed them out when there was a lockdown of the pandemic. Not going to happen. And that when we go into recession, the federal government will be there to bail them out. Not going to happen. That is why this community is so strong. That's why the love, the support, the knowledge, the pouncing, the grabbing the money right here, right now is so strong on this channel because we understand where this economy is going. The reason why this channel works is because my analysis and my predictions of this economy have been spot on. Last year, I said in December 2021 that we're going to see inflation at 8% and not temporary. J. Powell and all Wall Street was saying something different, 2 to 3%, and they said it's going to be temporary. Where was their apology when they got it wrong? Last year, people said on YouTube channels, put all your savings into crypto. Today, Bitcoin is under 20,000. They were telling you Bitcoin was going to go 100,000. You're going to be rich. Where is their apology today? Then, earlier this year, Jay Powell said he's going to get inflation down by raising interest rates. He hasn't, and he won't. Where's his apology today, this day? And meantime, the unemployment situation has changed dramatically. No less than 2 weeks ago, Wall Street analysts were appearing on broadcast media saying no one is being laid off. There's really good job security, and salary and wages are all going up. Everyone is really financially strong in the labor market. Where is their apology for false information today as well? What's important to understand is you got to get the money and get that financial independence. And with that, let's go over what you should expect with a recession coming in 2023. With a recession in 2023, the economy is going to look like nothing you've seen before. That downward spiral of this economy will involve foreclosures, bankruptcies, layoffs, seizures of assets, and similar. People will lose a lot, and they will see it coming very quickly and may not be ready. You, however, won't. You, however, had that fair warning today. You got a 90-day fair warning before phase 2 kicks in September, and then you're not going to wait 90 days to pounce and get the money. You're going to get it right now. With that, let me end with the breaking news that was delivered on this channel a few days ago. It's the raising up your benefits if you're on SSI, SSDI, and veterans benefits. I go over more about it today on Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock. It's a brand new show for June 18th, 2022. It's at 3 o'clock today, and I go over more about it at 5 o'clock. This is the takeaway. The Social Security Chief Actuary, Stephen Goss, says based upon that CPI number released 2 Fridays ago, he believes that your benefits are going up 8% next year. Wow, that's great news. That would be your SS 300. That would be $300 more per month. A nonprofit organization says based upon the current data, they believe it's going to go up 8.6%. That's more than $300 a month. That's about $320, $340. My analysis is that based upon the current economic environment, it's likely to go up 9%. Why? Because I'm looking at the same data, and I think it's very dependent on oil, and I do not believe that the Western allies are going to get the 3.5 million barrels of gasoline replaced in the next 3 months. Here's the takeaway. If you believe that in July, August, or September, there will still not be a gasoline deal to get the 3.5 million barrels of gasoline replaced, then you cannot really subscribe to the notion of that 8% increase. It's likely closer to my 9%. Meantime, 2 bodies of legislation have been introduced by Liz Warren, Bernie Sanders, and another legislator to swap COLA for CPIE, which would raise your benefits even more. The takeaway, as summarized, is all in the newsletter as well. If you're a member of this channel, the newsletter now details this raising up of your benefits, how the CPI-W works, how your benefits work, how COLA works, and how the CPIE, as proposed by Warren and Sanders, would work as well. All that data is in the incredible newsletter. The takeaway is that your benefits are going to go up, but they may go up even more. The definitive amount we will know in July, August, and September. Your benefits are determined based upon the economic activity of the CPI-W in the months of July, August, and September. It's a subsection to the CPI. And with that, stay with this video. It'll automatically take you to the 11 o'clock show. It's coming up in just a second. It's a big, beautiful morning. And then we go into a gorgeous 1 o'clock Afternoons LA, a brand new Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock today. Do not miss it. And a beautiful brand new Evenings LA in prime time tonight. Also, do not miss the live shows airing all throughout the day. And if you tune in later, you may see less lighting outside because it's very strong lighting as well. You'll see the new flowers on set as the set was revamped overnight as well. Have a beautiful day. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing. I love you, and I want you to get all that money. Become a member. Go right in this video right now. Subscribe. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful day, and stay with Ally for more.